Good evening once again. Welcome to the Athletics and Wellness Center, the campus of Earlham College, as we bring you HCAC men's basketball tonight. The Quakers at 5-8 overall, 1-5 in conference play, will be hosting the Yellow Jackets of Defiance College. They come in at 3-10 and 2-4 in HCAC play. Great to have you with us. I'm Troy Darengowski. I'll be handling tonight's play-by-play duties, and this is the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show. 12 games remaining. All of those games are conference games, and for right now, this Quaker basketball team, it's time to turn the corner if they plan on making a run at the HCAC playoff spot. They got to get into the top four to do so, and right now they're in last place at 1-5, but the good news is they're only 2 games out of that fourth place spot, so a lot can happen in 12 games. It's a big game tonight for the Quakers as they will head on the road for their next 3, and they will also be on the road in 5 of their next 7. So this is a big game tonight. Their next 3 will be at Mount St. Joe, Rolls-Hulman, and then they'll travel to Manchester in that third game, come back for 2, and then head back out on the road. So for a young basketball team, this is a huge game tonight for the Quakers. The last time they were here, Saturday, they lose a tough one to the top team in the conference, Hanover. The Panthers won it by a final 59-58. At one point, the Quakers are down by 17 in that ball game. They battled back and even took a 1-point lead late in the game. Ended up losing a tough one. A last-second shot by Daryl Hutchison does not fall, and the Quakers lose it by 1. Nick Sands had 15, Daryl Hutchison 10 in that loss. So, big game tonight, as we said. We're going to hear from head coach Jason Polikoff coming up in just a couple of moments. We'll scout this Defiance team. The HCAC basketball report is coming up. We'll put these two teams side by side on the tail of the tape. That is around the corner, and also the starting lineups and the tip-off is just ahead of us. Stay right there. This is the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Wish me luck, wish me luck. We've all said it. Thing is, life doesn't run on luck. For most people, it takes careful planning. A lot more than, say, crossing your fingers or toes. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Because as your life changes, your life insurance coverage should do the same. And when it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
There are banks that are big, and then there's West End Bank. A bank with big ideas to help people, business, and industry. If you're just starting out on your own and want a new car, West End can help. Maybe it's your first home and you need advice on financing. West End Bank has ideas to help you. West End Bank, helping build better lives and a better community. West End Bank is a community bank with big ideas and home to a distinctive style of banking. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Hello, my name is Kyle Schwarzkopf. I'm the manager of Kyle's National Road Auto in business in Richmond since 1979. We employ ASE certified technicians and we have over 80 years of experience. We work on all domestics and most European and Japanese cars. Give us a call at 966-1555. Kyle's National Road Auto Service. My name is Kyle Schwarzkopf and I approve this message.
It's game time. The Sportsplex is now open. Get your teams together and come out for basketball, volleyball, soccer, tennis, golf, batting cages, wrestling, and much, much more. The Sportsplex also offers court rentals for your entire team to play a pickup game or to hold practices. Use our turf fields for multiple sports, including flag football, baseball fielding, and rugby. Sportsplex is open 7 days a week. Check out FamilyFitnessWorks.com for more information and current hours, or call 765-935-0111.
Earlhamites, staying connected with the college is easy thanks to your alumni office. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, access the alumni directory on Earlham's online portal, read the Earlhamite magazine, and visit us online. We're here for you. Go Quakers!
You a couple of moments ago about your loss against Hanover. I didn't get a chance to watch the game, but you're down by 17. You make a great effort to come back and almost get that win. It's the kind of fight you see in your team this year.
Yeah, it's been kind of our MO all season. We're never really out of a game. it would make my life easier, all of our lives easier, if we were just to get up 17 ourselves and try to keep a lead. But we seem to find a way to fight back every game. We never really think we're out of it, no matter how big the deficit. So they did it again. They fought back, and I was really proud of kind of their effort there at the end.
Brian was texting me, as I mentioned to you a little bit ago, as the game was progressing. And it wasn't just that you were down by 17, but they'd get back up once you came back. It kind of went back and forth the entire game, didn't it?
Well, yeah, once we came back, I think we had even taken the lead at one point. We were up 1 point. It was at the very end. And then they came back, made a play. Then we came back, made a play. And towards the end, it just kind of turned into, tick for tat, whoever was had the ball, found a way to make a play. So, we just, unfortunately, at the very, very end, we couldn't make that one last play that we needed to get that one last bucket. But overall, we were pretty pleased, especially with our defensive effort. I mean, that's a team that averages over 80 points, and we held them to 59. So we're hoping to duplicate that tonight again.
It does show you, and I think we talk about this quite often, that this team is improving, you're getting better, and I know you're not into moral victories or anything like that, but that does show you just played with the top team of the conference right to the very end.
Yeah, I mean, we think, we even talked to the guys about this, we're the type of team that could go out and beat, a team that's top in the conference or nationally ranked, and we're also kind of in that position now where we go out and lose to a team we should absolutely beat. It all depends on what kind of focus and effort we bring that night. Now, more often than not, our guys are bringing the focus and the effort, and I think that's why we've seen more success this year. But, any given night, it depends on, who's feeling it, who's not, who's making shots, who's bringing the intensity. What we need to do is find a way to make that consistent. And we told them that at any point, you want to be playing your best basketball towards the end of the season. And now we're going downhill. 13 games into the season, we only have 12 left, which means we're only going down towards the end of the season as opposed we're past that middle point. So we want to be playing our best basketball at this point. Against Hanover, I thought we played really good basketball, so we want to continue to do that tonight.
All right, you did mention, and I just saw Daryl and a couple of the other players a couple of moments ago, and I did mention to them you have 12 games to make that turn. Well, you don't have 12 to make it. You got to make it pretty quick, I would imagine. Talk a little bit about making that turn and then starting to win to where when you get to game 12, you perhaps have already locked up a playoff spot.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what our objective is. That's our goal. And interestingly, the way that this conference is shaking out right now, if one were to look at the standings, you'd see we're actually a game or two out of a playoff spot. And, it was a lot of basketball to be played. So, that's our motivation still. It's always to get better, but it's nice when you have a little carrot out there that we still can make the playoffs, and that's our goal. That's our objective, and we believe we can do it. So, that's what we're focused on, getting better so that we can make the playoffs. And we keep saying once you make the playoffs, anything can happen.
Coach, I look at your team, and I think when I look at the record at 1-5 in the conference, I don't see a 1-5 basketball team, and that's kind of the confusing part about it is that I think you're better than that, and the other teams I think know that as well.
I think teams are starting to recognize that. We're starting to get it used to be over the last 2 years that I think teams would chalk up an Earlham game as a win. And I think now teams are a little bit more cautious, when they play us, which I guess is a good thing. It's always nice to kind of sneak up on teams. But we do. We're 1-5, and we had a few games that come down to the wire, and we just ended up on the wrong end of it. And I do believe we are a better team than what our record shows, and now we just got to prove it on the court.
Well, it starts tonight. Defiance is certainly a beatable team. They are kind of like you when you look at some of their numbers. I know they have probably, from a veteran standpoint, they have a couple of more seniors maybe than you do, but the numbers aren't that much different between the two teams. Talk about what you expect tonight. What will they bring to the table?
Yeah, well, you're right. As far as offensively, defensively, we have similar statistics as a team, but I think they do have that little X factor where they do have a little bit more seniority and a little bit more experience than we do. I like to believe we're a little bit deeper than they are, have more depth, more troops that we can kind of put out there. But They're a good team. I mean, they've got that senior leadership. They've got guys who can shoot the ball. Number 3, Parker. Number 4, Mangus. I mean, they can shoot the ball. We got to be aware of that. They play really hard. They have some young guys out there that are trying to, I guess, keep their spot. So they're going to play as hard as they can. And this is just one of those teams that if you let them catch fire, it could be a long night.
Coach, the last 2 games they've given up. I know the one went into double overtime, but defensively they're not playing as well as I'm sure they'd like to right now, 100-plus in the last 2 games. Don't know if that's a question I can ask that you can exploit that a little bit, but it seems like they're a little vulnerable on defense.
Yeah, I don't think that's their strong suit necessarily. They're probably, that's stuff they're working on and trying to adjust. But they also played 2 very pungent offensive teams these last 2 games, and we've also had 100 points scored on us. So it's again, it just depends on the night, and if guys are hitting shots and what their mood is and energy, and that's the crazy thing about basketball. You want to see what you see what you get every night. Hopefully, when we're full of seniors and juniors, we'll know what we get every night. But yeah, I think that's something we could take advantage of. But for us, our mentality is a defensive end. Can we hold them under a certain amount of points and field goal percentage and all that? That's really what our focus is. We know if we defend, we'll put ourselves in a position to win.
One last thing for me is you have tonight at home, but your next 3 are on the road. So I don't know if that magnifies this game a little bit more, knowing you want to get that win, get some confidence going into these next 3 road games.
No, absolutely. I mean, again, we have playoff aspirations, and I know anybody outside of this locker room, when they hear that, probably giggles a little bit. Like, Earlham playoffs, what? You're 1-5 and history, But no, we fully believe we can make the playoffs. Well, tonight's got to be the first night where we start making that end road to the playoffs, and it's a big one. It's a big one. They know that. Coach Shores had the scout tonight, and he made sure to let them know that this is an important one. You got to defend your home turf. You got to start getting wins in the conference if you want to make the playoffs, and so they know it. But we try not to harp on what you can't control. Just go out there and play with effort, defend, and let the chips fall.
All right, Coach, good luck tonight.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Troy.
And again, it all starts tonight against a Defiance team who will scout coming up in just a couple of moments. It's not going to be easy. I know the numbers, you may look at it a little bit later and look, well, they don't shoot well, they don't defend well, but again, they're an athletic basketball team, and that will be a huge key for this one here tonight. Tonight's scouting report is brought to you by Harrington Hoke Insurance. They spend every day working to make our community better, safer, and more enjoyable because their focus is on insurance, and that's it. They're on top of industry changes and are a one-stop shop for all your insurance needs, whether it's business, personal, life, or health. That's why when it comes to protecting you and what's important to you, Harrington Hoke insures it. Give them a call at 962-9502 or go to their website, harringtonhoke.com. All right, Defiance, 3-10 overall. They're 2-4 in the conference. Their last game out, a wild double overtime loss to Transylvania, 111-102. Chris Holmes came off the bench with 23. They're led by Michael Parker. By the way, Chris Holmes and Michael Parker both played at Earlham during their freshman years before they transferred to Defiance. Michael Parker averaging 14.5 points per game. Devin Mangus averaging 12.4. And Randall Akins averaging 9 points per game. Their scoring is not bad, 71.2, but they give up 80.6 points per game. They don't shoot well, and only at 41% coming into this ball game and only 33% from three-point range, but they will rebound the basketball, averaging just over 37 rebounds per game. Last year, they beat the Quakers twice, 75-57 and 82-57, and I just learned a few moments ago that Earlham has not beaten Defiance since joining the HCAC prior to the 2010 and 2011 seasons. So it has been a long dry spell for this Quaker basketball team. When we come back in just a couple of moments on the one and only Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show, we will take a look at these two teams side by side, the HCAC report and the tail of the tape, both coming up next. This is Earlham men's basketball right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you're born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Hey, let's go ahead and take a look at the updated HCAC basketball standings. Hanover is at 6-0. Mount St. Joe and Anderson, both those teams are at 5-1. Transylvania, Rose-Hulman, both at 3-3. Manchester and Defiance, both at 2-4. Bluffton and Franklin, those two teams are 1-4. And the Quakers coming into this contest tonight at 1-5. Other matchups tonight: Franklin is at Transylvania, Mount St. Joe's at Hanover, Rose-Hulman is at Anderson, and Manchester is on the road at Bluffton. Let's go ahead and do the tail of the tape. Let's put these two teams side by side in this one here tonight. There you see the points per game. Defiance with a slight edge there. The Quakers have an edge defensively in points given up. The field goal percentage, both pretty much even in that area. The three-point field goal percentage is a little bit better for the Quakers. The rebounding edge statistically going to Defiance, and in the turnover department, the Quakers trail that one by about 3 turnovers per game. The Quakers really do need to take care of the basketball here tonight. And again, that once again is the tail of the tape brought to you by Subway. And each day of the week you can get a different 6-inch sub with no artificial flavors or colors, just $3.50 at Subway. With it being Wednesday, it's the turkey breast. Thursday, the Italian BMT. And Friday, the tuna. We'll come back. The starting lineups are coming up in just a couple of moments. Stay right there. This is Earlham men's basketball right here in Radio Troy Digital Sports.
There's only one place to go on the World Wide Web to find the best automotive deals. Wetzelauto.com. One of the area's largest inventories all in one spot. Wetzelauto.com. Here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Wetzelauto.com. New and used vehicles, service, parts, body shop, and rental. Plus, value your trade. It's easy to navigate. It's convenient. Wetzelauto.com. It's clickin' awesome.
Let's go and get the starting lineups in while we have a couple of moments, and we'll have the tip-off in just a couple of moments as well. Let's start first off. Let's go ahead and bring up the starting lineup now for the Yellow Jackets of Defiance. Here's how they'll, at least the probable starting lineup for tonight's game. Michael Parker is a 6'1 senior out of Indianapolis, averaging 14.5 points per game. He wears number 3. Devin Mangus, 6 foot and a senior out of Leipzig, Ohio. Is it Leipzig, Ohio? He is wearing number 4. Also, Randall Akins is a 5'10 sophomore out of Detroit. I know how to say Detroit. He wears number 15. Peyton Ross, 6'2 freshman out of Indianapolis, number 35. And Javon Hilliard is a 6'6 senior. He is out of Indianapolis. Here are the starters tonight now for your Earlham Quakers. They'll go with Kamari Hunter, 6'2 and a senior out of Long Beach. He wears number 0. Kenneth Stallings is a 6'3 freshman out of Gary, wearing number 12. Blake Bonin, 5'8 sophomore out of Crown Point. He wears number 30. LaJay Kelly, 6'5 and a senior out of Carson, California. He wears 33. And Daryl Hutchison, 6'4 and a sophomore out of Indianapolis, also getting the start tonight for the Quakers. Those are your starters. When we come back, we will get this one tipped off. It's the Yellow Jackets and the Quakers from the Athletics and Wellness Center right here in Radio Troy Digital Sports.
For over a century, Richmond Power and Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, Richmond Power and Light is advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. For more information on Richmond Power and Light, go to their website at rp-l.com. Richmond Power and Light. Together, we make powerful partners.
Maybe you haven't heard, but there's a place in Richmond's Depot District that's better than being home. Little Sheba's is a lot like the bar in that 80s TV show Cheers. You know, where everybody knows your name. Come on down after the game on Fridays and join us for pizza. We're here till 11. Or grab some of your friends and try out a game of live trivia Thursday nights at 6:30. If you love live music, Little Sheba's features some of the very best every weekend. Where else are you going to find this kind of variety, along with some of the best food and friends in town? Little Sheba's in Richmond's Depot District. It really is better than being home.
Hi, this is Troy Arangowski of Radio Troy Digital Sports. There are plenty of places for me to get lunch or dinner, but there's only one Mancino's. In fact, I was just there for lunch the other day and had a delicious pizza grinder. That's just one of many choices I can get at Mancino's. How about a fresh salad? Several varieties of pasta, Mancino's Lights, or perhaps even an oven-baked spaghetti or maybe a pepperoni pizza. So when you're looking for a great lunch or dinner, make sure you choose Mancino's, 217 National Road West in Richmond. It takes a lot of pieces working together to run a successful business in today's world. One big piece is your connectivity, powered by your internet. For local businesses in Richmond, you have options for who provides your internet. When deciding who to go with, you need to look at Parallax Systems, fiber optic packaging for your benefit. Speed, reliability, and local service, you get it all with Parallax Systems, a division of RP&L. Visit online at parallax.ws or call 962-3770. Summit Computers in Richmond is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware, service, support, and design services. They also provide web hosting, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and much, much more. Summit Computers, the official provider of RadioTroy.com. Back once again here at the Athletics and Wellness Center. We are now moments away from the tip here tonight between the Quakers and the Yellow Jackets. After tonight, we mentioned the Quakers on the road. They'll go to Mount St. Joe on the 14th. They'll travel to Roseholman next week on the 18th, and then Manchester will be a week from this coming Saturday before they're back home against Transylvania January 25th. So long stretch for this Quaker basketball team coming up. Again, the starting lineup for the Yellow Jackets: Parker, Mangus, Akins, Ross, and Hilliard. The Quakers are scheduled to go with Kamari Hunter, Kenneth Stallings, Blake Bonin, LeJay Kelly, and Daryl Hutchison. Let's see if it'll stay that way once they come out. Things do change between the time they give us the starters and when they actually bring out the players. Coach may change his mind and go a little different lineup. And it looks like so far that is going to be the case. We're right on track with 4. There's 5. So they will go with Hunter, Stallings, Bonin, Kelly, and Hutchison. I would say for the Quakers, is this a must-win situation? It probably has to be very close with the 3 road games coming up. So Quakers need to take advantage of being at home here tonight. We'll see, of course, a lot of players come off the bench for the Quakers. That's one thing that Coach Polycomp talked about a little bit ago, is he feels he has a deeper bench and a chance maybe to wear these frontline guys down a little bit for Defiance. Michael Parker, very talented player out of Lawrence North High School in Indianapolis. Of course, we mentioned he's averaging 14.5 points per game. He wears number 3. Keep an eye on him tonight. Played at Earlham again during his freshman year, as did Chris Holmes. And Holmes can come off that bench and light things up for Defiance as well. So here we go. You can follow live stats also on GoEarlham.com. So in the middle, it'll be Hilliard against LeJay Kelly, and the tip was won by LeJay Kelly. Hilliard kind of looked at the official like, wait a minute, you threw the ball up before I was even ready. So it'll be Quaker basketball, and Defiance will open up man-to-man. Thanks for being with us. College basketball right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports. Here's Kamari Hunter. Bonin looking down low to Hutchison. Hutch will draw a double team. It goes off his leg. They're going to say no, last touched. I think they're going to say that it was Peyton Ross, the freshman, who touched it last. Ross out of Arlington High School in Indianapolis. And now the head official said, no, it went off the leg of Daryl Hutchison. So I thought it went off Daryl's leg as well. So they're going to say, nope, it will be white basketball. The two officials got together and said, this is what we'll call it right here. 7 on the shot clock. Here's Bonin with the basketball. Bypasses the screen of LeJay Kelly. Feeds underneath, and stepping out of bounds will be Kenneth Stallings. And that's one area the Quakers must not turn the basketball over a lot here tonight. And the other thing is don't fall down like they did against Hanover on Saturday. Quakers' little zone trap. And across the timeline, Ross will give it up now to Akins. Akins, a 5'10 sophomore. Akins out of Detroit, Michigan. The drive and reverse layup no good by Ross. Ball will go out of bounds, and it will stay Defiance basketball. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Scott Cutter, second-year head coach for the Yellow Jackets. Jason Polikoff in his third year for the Quakers. And again, you see Defiance on the inbound. Here's Michael Parker. Parker driving. Will kick it back outside to Hilliard. And he will find a wide-open Mangus at the top for three. And Defiance will get on the board, now leading this one 3-0. So Quaker basketball for the second time. A turnover in their first possession. Here's Stallings off the left wing. That's LeJay Kelly on the high post. Gives it back to Bonin. Bonin thought about the 3. 8 on the shot clock. It's Hunter. Hunter backs it off with the right hand. Cross to the left. Now we'll look to pull up. Nice little move in the lane. Basket is good and he's fouled. Boy, Kamari, that little hesitation ended up buying him a split second. And so Kamari on the board for the Quakers. And Earlham a chance to tie here with 18:30 remaining in the first half. By the way, the Earlham women on the road tonight, they're at Defiance as the free throw is good, and we're knotted at 3 apiece. Kamari, the senior out of Long Beach, California. Quakers a very soft trap, as we'll see Defiance bring it across the timeline. That's Ross way out front. Now it'll be Hilliard swinging it right side now to Akins. The cutter down the lane is Hilliard. Hilliard receives on the baseline, draws a double team. Back once again to Akins. He'll feed. Here's the shot on the way. The shot by Peyton Ross. He kind of threw that one up, and it went in. And Ross gets his first two. Defiance leads this one 5-3. Here's Hunter at the left elbow. He'll bypass the screen of LeJay Kelly. Goes to Stallings, and once again, it'll be Hunter to Bonin. Still plenty of time on the shot clock at 13. Here's Stallings off the right wing. Hutchison will clear out. Here's Hunter. Hunter with 8. Bonin, right wing. Bonin looking for the screen from Hutchison. 2 seconds on the shot clock. He'll force it up at the buzzer, missing it. It did hit the rim, and the rebound Akins. Now for Defiance. 17-26 in the opening period. Here's Mangus. And they turn it over. Defiance getting sloppy with the basketball. Mangus will turn it over. And the Quakers will go back in transition. And Earlham, a turnover. The steal by Parker. Parker back the other way. He goes to the floor. Contact, no whistle with LeJay Kelly. Here come the Quakers. Long down court pass Stallings. Bonin back to Stallings. Baseline shot will not go. Rebound inside Hutchison. Has his shot blocked by Hilliard. And it'll be Defiance basketball. Boy, there was a lot of contact for Michael Parker. He got undercut by LeJay Kelly and no whistle. Here's Ross way out front. Swing pass right side Akins. Akins averaging 9 a game. Mangus with the basketball straight away. Another bad pass almost stolen away by Stallings. Parker fires the 3. Got it. Parker downtown 3, and it's 8 threes. Parker gets his first points of the night. And the Quakers down by 5. Shot clock beginning to run down for the Quakers. We're going to see a change. In just a moment, we'll see Chris Holmes come in, another former Quaker. Here's Hutchison out on the high post. LeJay Kelly receives out front, puts the ball on the floor, drives and scores. LeJay Kelly. They would love to get some more offense out of LeJay Kelly, 6'5" and a senior. He too out of California, and that'll be a travel in the backcourt on Peyton Ross, and that'll be his second turnover. By the way, Keandre Gilmer coming in, a 6'1" senior, number 24 now for the Yellow Jackets. We'd mentioned just a couple of moments ago, Chris Holmes has checked in. Quakers have not gone to their bench yet. They're going to give these 5 right here a chance to establish something early. A little 1-4 high offense. Here's Kelly. Backdoor cut Stallings. Stallings got the defender in the air. Passes in the corner to Hunter. 14 on the shot clock. They'll swing it to Bonin. Now on the right side, Stallings. Lob pass inside to Hutch. He'll score the basket and get fouled. And the Quakers down by 1. Boy, Hutch only goes about maybe 6'3". Still very powerful down low when the Quakers can get him the basketball in scoring position, and they did that time. Foul's going to be called on Michael Parker. That'll be his first. Team foul number 2 now on Defiance. And here's Daryl Hutchison at the line. The 6'4" sophomore leads the team in scoring at 14 points per game, and he has his first 3. And the Quakers have now scored 5 unanswered. And now we have a stoppage of the clock. Not sure why they stopped it right there. The one official looked up at the game clock, but nothing was changed. Still 15:30 here in this first half of play. So it'll be Defiance basketball. Good look right here at Chris Holmes. He'll swing it now. By the way, Jonathan Ragland has come in, a 6-foot junior. That is Ragland for 3. Missed it, and high for the rebound, Stallings. So Ragland is in for the first time as well now for Defiance. Quaker basketball tied at 8. Here's Hunter. Well, I'd like to see these. This is really good for these players to play some extended minutes and get into a flow of a ball game. Here's Stallings out to Bonin. Shot fake. Bonin kicks it back, turns it over. Third turnover for the Quakers. And we have a turnover yet the other way. They'll get Ragland for the turnover. Now 3 each. Defiance will make a change. We'll see a Noah Goodrich come in. Goodrich, a 6'4" sophomore, only averaging about 3.3 points per game. They did bring in one other player. That is going to be number 21. That is Keith McClure, a 6-foot freshman. McClure wearing number 21. We have a foul away from the basketball. And they're going to get Keandre Gilmer. Gilmer picks up his first. That'll be team foul number 3. And the Quakers will inbound the basketball. Earlham still not going to their bench. Inbounds, we'll find LeJay Kelly. Basket good, LeJay Kelly now with 4. And the Quakers have now taken a 2-point lead. Here's Ragland with the basketball. Gets the high screen from Gilmer. Good look here. On the drive is Holmes, and he'll score. Chris Holmes gets his first 2. And we mentioned he can light things up coming up off the bench for Defiance. Quaker basketball. Here's Bonin across the 10-second line, guarded there by McClure. High post now to Kelly. Hutch is posting up underneath, has a size advantage, kicks it to Hunter for 3. Good. Kamari Hunter for 3. And Kamari Hunter now with 6 points. Quakers lead it by 3. Defiance basketball once again. Here's McClure. 19 on the shot clock. Ragland will clear everyone out. And now we'll find Holmes once again. Entry pass intended underneath to Gilmer, and we've got a reach. And that'll go against Stallings. So the 6'3" freshman for the Quakers picks up their first foul of the ball game. 13:37 remaining in the first half. Defiance will inbound on the baseline. That is Holmes, and so a fresh 30 in the shot clock. Here's McClure. Looking left now to Ragland. Ragland driving with the left-hand baseline. Tried to kick it out. Ball hits the bottom of the backboard. Turnover Defiance. That is their 4th. Here's LeJay Kelly. Drives in. Contact. No whistle. They'll let him play through that. Kelly slow to get up. Here come the Yellow Jackets back the other way. Across the timeline, McClure. He'll find a wide open Goodrich for 3. No good. And the rebound for the Quakers. And back into the hands now of Kamari Hunter. Bonin across the timeline. Quakers will make their first change over 7 minutes into the ball game. Here's Hunter on the right wing. Out to LeJay Kelly. Back screen by Hutchison. Got Hunter through the lane. Nothing there. And now we've got a whistle once again away from the basketball. And this will be called against, I believe they got McClure. So he picks up his first. Michael Parker back in. Devin Mangus back in for Defiance. Quakers will bring in Alex Topolovich for the first time. We'll also see Cheney Zolman come in for the first time. And Nick Sands, the 5'9 sophomore out of Warsaw. Warsaw, an excellent high school basketball program in northern Indiana. Boy, that one almost thrown into the backcourt. Here's Hunter against Parker. Sands thought about the three, kicks it back out to Topolovich. Once again, it'll be Hunter out front. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Hunter looking for an opening against Parker, gets the screen by Topolovich. Back once again to Sands at the right elbow. Once again on the spin will be Hunter. Now with the left hand, bounce pass inside Topolovich. Looks left, goes right, back to Sands. Three-pointer good. Nick Sands coming off the bench, hitting a three, and the Quakers, their biggest lead now, 16-10. Back in the ball game, too, Peyton Ross now for Defiance. Mangus will go back now to Akins. Akins with a left hand starts to drive, now penetrates, and we've got a whistle and a foul, and they think they'll get Nick Sands. And Nick will pick up his first. And that'll put Akins at the line. Akins is a 5'10 sophomore out of Detroit, Michigan, played at Plymouth High School. 12:02 remaining in the first half, and Akins is on the board for the first time tonight and stops that mini streak there for the Quakers, now leading it by 5. Second free throw is up and good as well, so Akins with 2. Lead is at 4, and looks like we'll see in the ball game now for the Quakers Thomas Sanborn, the 6'5 freshman. Sanborn, also one of the 3 players out of Crown Point, Indiana. So it'll be Quaker basketball. Hunter continues to work it at the point against Michael Parker. Sands will come up, receive on the right elbow. Also in the game is Cheney Zolman. Zolman, a 6'6 sophomore. Zolman wearing number 33. Topolovich back out to Hunter. Three-pointer, good. And how about Kamari Hunter? He is shooting the ball extremely well early. And Hunter now with 9 points. And the shot clock did not get started. It's sitting at 29. Noah Hilliard will come back in. Hilliard is a 6'6 senior. He played at Tech High School in Indianapolis. This will give Defiance a little more size inside, and it will be Defiance basketball. 4 turnovers unofficially for Defiance, and the Quakers with 3 turnovers. Here's Parker. Back outside once again to Akins. Mangus on the block. Holmes, the kick out. On the drive once again, Akins. He'll find Parker for 3. That's off the mark, and the rebound by Topolovich. And Parker knew it was off from the time it left his hands as he went right for the rebound. Here's Sands, and Nick will give it out now to Kamari Hunter. And that's where the Quakers set it up in the half court. Topolovich straight away. Between the circles, looking left, goes back right to Sands. Sands clearing people out. Now we'll go to Zolman. Zolman holding high, gives off now to Hunter. Back out to Sands. 3 on the shot clock. That one off the back of the iron. Then will go on top of the backboard. And that will now send the basketball back over to Defiance. And we'll see Elijah Wilson-Thomas come in for the first time. And Kamari Hunter will sit down. Kamari again off to a good start, leading the Quakers in scoring with 9 here in the first half of play. 10:34 remaining. Akins across the timeline. Joined in the backcourt for the moment by Peyton Ross. And now Akins will set things up offensively for the Yellow Jackets. Here's Ross. Out on the high post, Hilliard. They'll swing it around, down in the low post, and the layup good inside by Peyton Ross. Ross at 6'2", but good, strong young man down low, and they post him up. They can get some points inside against the Quakers. Elijah Wilson-Thomas with the spin. Falls to the floor, nearly turns it over. Yep, he will. They say he traveled with it as he went to the floor. And the Quakers with their 4th turnover now here in the first half of play. So again, it'll be Defiance basketball. 9:55 remaining. Here is Akins once again. Early on in this one, the Quakers 58% shooting, Defiance at 56%. So again, both teams shooting well early. Here's Akins driving, stops, and he traveled with it. He ended up sliding down in that baseline. 5th turnover now for Defiance. And the Quakers will get it back. 19-14. Earlham leading it by 5 as we're under the 10-minute mark here in the first half. Sanborn will give it off to Sands. He'll check the bench to see what the Quakers want to run as head coach Jason Polikoff generally standing the entire ball game. There's a travel by Sands, no whistle. Wilson Thomas on the left wing, out top now to Zolman. Hands off to Sands. Sands stops. Wilson Thomas for 3, no good. Rebound underneath, and give that rebound to Sanborn. The Quakers get a fresh 30. Sanborn, nice job getting the offensive board. Good position underneath. Read that shot well. Wilson Thomas will find Zolman on the left elbow. Once again to Sands out front. 12 on the shot clock. Here's Zolman. Zolman working against Hilliard. Zolman powers it up. Had it blocked from behind. Coming out with it, Parker now for Defiance. Yellow Jackets cross the timeline as they'll set back in the half court. Nothing there to run against so far against the Quakers as their transition defense much better than the last game I saw here when they were beaten up and down the floor on a regular basis. There's a three-pointer again by Parker. And Parker, his second three-pointer, and we're back now to a 2-point lead. Parker with 6, Ross with 4. Now for Defiance. And there's a reach by Parker, and he just picked up his second. Not a very smart foul that time by Michael Parker on the reach. He'll come out of the ball game. Hutchison back in, Bonin back in for the Quakers. Topalovic will sit down, and Nick Sands will sit down as well. Holmes back in now for Defiance as Holmes will replace former teammate at Lawrence North High School and Michael Parker. That is Bonin as he'll work against Akins. Quakers go a little 1-4 high once again. Here's Bonin to the right side. Hands off now to Sanborn. Good look at Cheney Zolman. Back to Sanborn. Sweeps through. Gives it off now to Bonin. Ball goes out of bounds, and we will stay here. 9 on the shot clock. And Blake Bonin will inbound, the 5'8 freshman out of Crown Point, Indiana. Touch on that low block. He'll slide inside and scores easily. Boy, you could see that coming. And a nice inbound play for the Quakers. Hutch now with 5, and the Quakers lead it by 4. In the corners, Ragland has come back in. They'll work down in the low post. Nice jump hook by Ross. And Ross now with 6. He got that low position, and once he gets inside, even though he's just a freshman at 6'2", very strong player in the low post. Quaker basketball, we'll see another change. We'll see LeJay Kelly come back in. Here's Bonin. He'll find Sanborn from 15 off the mark. It goes out of bounds, and it will be Defiance basketball. So LeJay Kelly coming back in. Quakers right now, they've subbed a little bit, but they went over 7 minutes in the first half without subbing, giving those starters a chance to get into the flow of the ball game, and they have not subbed as much as we have seen in previous games. Here's Chris Holmes. He'll set things up once again to Akins. Akins on the left side to Ragland. Ragland on the right-hand dribble. Kicks it off now to Holmes. His shot on the way. That's off the back of the iron. And the rebound for the Quakers, that was Elijah Wilson-Thomas. Bonin back to Wilson-Thomas. And boy, he's having a difficult time keeping his footing. Here's LeJay Kelly back to Bonin once again. 17 on the shot clock. Bonin will stop, looks inside. Here's Hutchison. Hutch looking to spin with it. Fires off the front of the rim, no good, and the rebound by Hilliard. And it'll be Defiance basketball. 6:23 to go. Stallings will come back in. Nick Sands will come back in for the Quakers. Boy, one guy we haven't seen yet for the Quakers, as we have a whistle and a foul, which I'm a little surprised we haven't seen so far, is Isaiah Ware. Ware started the last game that we did, or at least that I did here. Foul, by the way, is going to be called on LeJay Kelly. But so far, Isaiah Ware has not come into the ball game for the Quakers. That is Holmes. Akins looking inside, posting up is Hilliard. Back once again to Holmes. 20 on the shot clock. Still looking to get it inside. Back in the ball game is Goodrich. There's another three on the way. Good. This time it is Ragland for three. And how about Defiance? They've come back now to take a 22-21 lead after the Quakers had opened up a 6-point lead. Bonin across the timeline against Akins. Sands will be in the backcourt. So they're going to use Stallings out on the high post. Here is Hutchison. Back to Sands. Bonin, they'll look inside now to Hutchison. He's guarded there by Hilliard. 8 on the shot clock. Back outside to Bonin for three. His shot's off the mark, and the rebound by Chris Holmes. Here come the Yellow Jackets once again. Ragland feeds down on the baseline. There's a quick release. No good on the shot by Akins, and an offensive rebound. Ball did not touch the net. Here's Hilliard. Back outside again to Ragland. Driving with the left hand. Stops, turns, fires, and hits it. Ragland with 2 in a row, and the Quakers have seen a 6-point lead evaporate and now trail this one by 3. That is Bonin across the timeline against Akins. Sands with a nice backdoor cut. He misses the layup. He thought about going to the left side and then changed his mind at the last moment. And you know he's a little disgusted with himself, perhaps fearing the block on the right side. Once again, Defiance will swing it outside to Holmes. Here's Ragland on the right wing inside as they'll work it to Goodrich, and the three-pointer up again, and another three-pointer by Ragland. And Defiance on a roll as they've hit another three-pointer, and the Quakers will need a timeout right here. We'll get a timeout as well. 4:21 to go before halftime. Defiance on top on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard by 6.
The dealership where I bought my car told me I needed new tires. So, of course, I stopped by Best One and asked Roger to take a look. So they checked it out, and he told me not yet. He said I was good for at least another 10,000 miles. I've always gotten an honest opinion at Best One, and so will you.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark at Best One Tire and Service. We'll only sell you tires when you need new tires, and they'll be the right tires for your car or truck. I guarantee it.
Best One Tire and Service, North 7th and A, Uptown Richmond.
Boy, give Ragland a lot of credit coming off the bench. Jonathan Ragland out of Wilmette, Illinois, played at Loyola Academy. He's a junior. He has 8 points here in the first half off the bench, and the Quakers needed a timeout. Earlham at one point led this 16-10. That was their biggest lead in the first half, but Defiance coming back and shooting well. Both teams, again, shooting pretty well here in the first half. Here's Sands off now to Kamari Hunter's come back in the ball game. It'll be Stallings on the left wing. Hutch out front. We'll give it off now to Bonin. Sets the screen out front. Here's Hunter back down to Hutchison. Hutchison, fadeaway shot off the mark, and we've got a foul call, or do we have a shot clock violation? And I think we may have a shot clock violation. We do. So the Quakers with their 5th turnover. Change once again for Defiance. We'll see Peyton Ross come in. So Ross will check in for Noah Goodrich, the 6'4 sophomore. Goodrich out of Toledo, Ohio. Holmes in the backcourt along with Peyton Ross. Ross across the timeline will float the pass to Ragland on the sideline, back out to Holmes. He has Mangus on his right. Mangus will receive. Low screen down low, trying to get Ragland open once again. On the high post is Ross. Here's Holmes. Once again, Mangus. Mangus driving down the lane. Left-hand scoop. Shot good. Quakers will have to be better defensively as Mangus now with 5. And it is all Defiance right now as the Quakers find themselves in a 14-point swing the other way. 3:09 to go. That is Bonin against Mangus. Sands will find Stallings. Off the screen is Hunter. Hunter at the left elbow. Skip pass will find Sands. 6 on the shot clock. Hutchison will drive, gets double teamed, left it short. Battle for the rebound, pulled out there by Peyton Ross. We mentioned Ross. He's very strong at 6'2" and just a freshman. 2:40 to go in the first half. Mangus. Once again, it'll be Holmes. Hilliard setting up down low. They'll get it to Ragland, and another three, and Ragland is on fire right now for Defiance. 11 points by Ragland. So now it'll be Quaker basketball trailing it by 11, just like that. Here's Hutchison way out front. Sands cutting across the lane. They'll give it up now to Hunter. Hunter with the left hand underneath the legs. Back out to Stallings for his three. No good. And now the Quakers have gone cold. Rebounded by Chris Holmes. Mangus looking inside. He'll give it off to Ross. Shot fake drive. Stallings with the block. Quakers 3-on-2 break the other way. Here's Hunter driving left. It's short, and we have a blocking foul. And it will be a two-shot foul for Kamari Hunter. Maybe a late whistle right there, but nonetheless, Quakers will go to the free throw line. By the way, the Quakers now just shooting 42%. Meanwhile, Defiance at 60% here in the first half. Their numbers went up 10%. The Quakers ended up dropping over 10% themselves, and here's Hunter at the line. Quakers again now down by 10, and in the ball game will be Keandre Gilmer. Gilmer, a 6'1 senior, number 24. Looks like Mangus has come out as well. We'll try to pick the other player that has come in. That may be Akins once again. Ragland is in. Second free throw is good by Kamari Hunter. So the Quakers could use the stop right here with 1:45 to go in the first half. Back to the ball game, should have mentioned, is Keith McClure. On the drive is Holmes. Gets cut off by LeJay Kelly. They were teammates when they were freshmen. Now the drive by Ross. Reverses direction. Gets it back to Holmes. His three-pointer good. What is it about teams that come in here and love to shoot in this gymnasium? We ended up seeing Warsaw do that. I take that back. Wabash do that not long ago. Here is Kamari Hunter on the drive and almost gets the bucket to fall. So Kamari back to the free throw line. McClure will pick up the foul. That's number 2 on McClure. 17 fouls now on Defiance, and here is Kamari Hunter, 3 for 3 from the line. And the Quakers back to within 11. Topolovich in the ball game for the Quakers. And we will also see Devin Mangus come back in. Mangus with 5 points. Second free throw by Kamari. And he's having a nice first half for the Quakers. They put the points on the wrong team, I believe. It should be 35-25. 10-point lead now for the Yellow Jackets. Turnover number 6. Quakers see if they can turn this into points. Stallings back to Bonin. He'll find Hunter. Kamari nearly lost it on the sideline. And with 50 seconds remaining here in the first half, it'll be Quaker basketball. Topolovich with 8 on the shot clock. Bonin looking inside, will begin to penetrate. Stopped on the double team. Here's LeJay Kelly. 2 seconds and forces up the shot. Missed it. Tipped up by Stallings. He can't get it to go. Topolovich with the offensive rebound. Put back, no, and he's fouled. And Topolovich will go to the line. They had a hard time getting the score right there for a moment. They had taken a point away. Not that any of you matter. It really matters to you guys at home, but they had taken a point away from the Quakers. 1 point, 35-24 after the free throw was made by Kamari Hunter. Here's Alex Topolovich. He's been battling some injuries this season and well short on the free throw. And coming into the ballgame now for the Quakers out of Northeastern High School in Fountain City's Bailey Stewart, a 6'2 freshman, and Bonin will sit down. So Stewart getting his first seconds with only 26.3 remaining in the first half. As always, at halftime, we'll check those first half numbers and also check out the latest scoreboard that's going on in college basketball, the NBA, the NHL, and more. Quakers with that zone trap once again. That is Akins. Low pass picked up by Ross. Back to Akins. Shot clock is off. 13 seconds remaining in the first half. See if the Quakers can get a stop. A 1-4 low right now here for Akins. Akins crossover to the right hand. Pulls up with the left hand off the back of the iron. LeJay Kelly with a rebound, and he'll fire away, and they will take that away. Even if it would have gone, it would not have counted. We have made it to halftime. Quakers had the lead in the first half. They have let that get away. And on your Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard here at halftime, Quakers trail it 35-26. Your halftime report is next. This is Earlham Men's Basketball on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Are new cabinets on your wish list? Visit the new Georgia Direct showroom and see the great variety of cabinets on display in a modern setting. Georgia Direct carries quality craft-made one cabinets, and the new showroom has plenty of styles and colors on display. In Richmond, craft-made one is only available at Georgia Direct, where the designers are always on hand to help create a custom kitchen for your home. Visit Georgia Direct's new showroom on 40 East, next to Red Lobster. You'll love what you see, and you'll love the savings at Georgia Direct.
Hey, this is Steve, and out at Jiffy Lube the other day, a customer came in and said, Steve, this was my 100th oil change on this car, and you've done them all.
Hi, my name is George Farrell, and I've been coming to Jiffy Lube for over 14 years. I recently just had my 100th oil change. I'd like to thank Steve Funkhauser and his staff for the great service that they've provided me over the years. Thank you to all, and I would recommend anyone to come to Jiffy Lube to get their car serviced.
Jiffy Lube, #1 in customer satisfaction for a reason.
For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond-Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. It's not just about the quality work, it's also about customer service. It's about attention to details and making absolutely sure you are 100% satisfied. If that's the kind of experience you want in your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Give them a call at 966-0994.
Getting a lucky break rocks, but no one can be lucky all the time. Which is why when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, the company that believes great coverage starts with care. A cost-free consultation offered to anyone, Farm Bureau client or not, that allows agents to get to know you better so they can help you prepare better. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Earlham alumni, do you think your Earlham experience ended when you graduated? No way. Your Alumni Council works to keep alumni connected to the college and to represent the alumni through outreach activities on campus. Interested in joining? Contact the Alumni Office.
Are you looking for a quality used car you can trust to take you where you want to go? Stop at Tony's Car Sales at 250 National Road West. Tony's has a top-of-the-line selection of low-mileage, one-owner cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs, all hand-picked by Mike and Adrian Parker. Tony's is family-owned with 3 generations and 60 years of experience. Check out their selection at Tony'sCarSales.com or at 250 National Road West. Tony's Car Sales, where honesty, quality, and price sell cars.
Back at the Athletics and Wellness Center here on the campus of Earlham College, we're at halftime. The Quakers had a first-half lead, and they let that get away, now trailing at 35-26. Your halftime report brought to you by Square Donuts of Richmond. Whether it's a delicious breakfast, afternoon treat, or midnight snack, everyone loves the taste of Square Donuts of Richmond. Enjoy those huge cinnamon rolls or any of the other crowd favorites, including maple bacon, strawberry cheesecake, Oreo cream, pumpkin spice, and many, many more. And, of course, grab those award-winning glazed donuts, voted #1 in the entire state. Proud to be your favorite donut shop and home to the best donuts in town and the only squares around, Square Donuts of Richmond. Let's give you a quick scoring recap. Well, let's do this first. We do have the first half numbers, and by the way, you can follow along with all the sports news and even the live stats of tonight's game on GoEarlham.com. Let's start first off with Defiance, and boy, I tell you what, they shot extremely well in the later stages of that first half, and it was really proven when Ragland started hitting shots off the bench. They were 13 of 21, good enough for 62%. But from three-point range, 7 of 12, 58%. 2-2 from the line, 6 turnovers in the first half. They finished with 14 rebounds, 2 of those offensive, 6 assists, 1 steal, and ended up with 21 bench points, and that's one big difference right now. The Quakers' bench points really not even close yet. Jonathan Ragland, 4 of 5 overall, 3 of 4 from three-point range, finished with 11 points. Michael Parker with 6, Peyton Ross with 6, Devin Mangus with 5, Chris Holmes with 5, Randall Akins with 2, and failing to score and playing Dallas Yost, Keith McClure, Keandre Gilmer, Noah Goodrich, and Javon Hilliard. Quakers ended up shooting just 33% after getting off to a hot start. 8 of 24 for the first half, 3 of 8 from three-point range, and they finished at 38%, 7 of 8 from the line. Quakers did turn the ball over just 3 times in that first half, and so the turnover department worked out well for the Quakers. Rebounding-wise, Quakers 10 rebounds in the first half, 4 offensive, 6 assists, 1 block, 4 steals. And again, the Quakers just 4 bench points in that first half. Kamari Hunter, he finished with 13 points in the first half. Daryl Hutchison with 5, LeJay Kelly 4, Nick Sands with 3, and Alex Topolovich with a single point in the first half. Elijah Wilson-Thomas, Kenneth Stallings, Bailey Stewart, Thomas Sanborn, Blake Bonin, Cheney Zolman all playing and did not score in that first half of play. So those are your first half numbers, and once again, your halftime report being brought to you by Square Donuts of Richmond. We will come back, check out college basketball, men's and women's top 25 play. We'll check out your NBA scoreboard and the NHL coming up in just a few moments. Stay right there. This is Earlham men's basketball right here in Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Hi, this is Steve Funkhauser, and I was talking to someone the other day about how friendly and professional the crew at Jiffy Lube is, and they said, "You are always so upbeat. I'm going to call you Mr. Positive." And so now I am Mr. Positive. And I want you to know how proud I am of you and that you are doing a great job today. And hey, do something nice for somebody. Make somebody smile. Smiles are contagious, you know. I want you to have a great day and the horse you rode in on. Jiffy Lube. Fast, friendly, professional. I'm Mr. Positive, and I approve this message.
There is one thing for sure in my life. I know nothing about fixing cars. That's why I take my vehicles to Beach Automotive at 110 East Main in Richmond. Their experts have the knowledge to service and repair even the most challenging auto problems. So if you have an automotive question, they have the answers at Beach Automotive, 110 East Main in Richmond. Or give them a call at 765-966-8181 or visit their website, beach-auto.com.
Hey, Chuck, where you headed? Spinning's about to start.
I'm heading to CrossFit.
Isn't that for, like, the elite lifters or athletes only?
No. At FFW CrossFit, all workouts can and will be scaled to any ability level to welcome everyone.
Sounds great. I need to get out of the same old workout routine. I'm just not sure I can keep up. It seems pretty intense.
No real lifting experience is needed. FFW CrossFit teaches you everything you need to know and move at your own pace in a positive, motivating environment.
You know, I've always wanted to give it a try. I'll see you there.
Learn more at ffwcrossfit.com.
The Sports Game Changer is now in Richmond. This is Troy Darengowski. If you want sports coverage you can count on, look to RadioTroy.com. We'll have everything from the Red Devils to the Pacers and Colts, and don't forget IU and Purdue. Also check out our play-by-play coverage of high school and college athletics and the daily sports page. We are the Game Changer. Radio Troy Digital Sports and RadioTroy.com.
There's a place in Richmond's Depot District that's better than being home. Little Sheba's is a lot like the bar in that 80s TV show where everybody knows your name. Come on down after the game on Fridays and join us for pizza. We're here till 11. Or grab some friends and come play live trivia Thursday nights at 6:30. If you love live music, Little Sheba's features some of the very best every weekend. Where else can you find this kind of variety along with some of the best food and friends in town? Little Sheba's in Richmond's Depot District. It really is better than being home.
There are banks that are big, and then there's West End Bank. A bank with big ideas to help people, business, and industry. If you're just starting out on your own and want a new car, West End can help. Maybe it's your first home and you need advice on financing. West End Bank has ideas to help you. West End Bank, helping build better lives and a better community. West End Bank is a community bank with big ideas and home to a distinctive style of banking. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Students, the Earlham College Alumni Council is happy to support you in many ways, like working at career events and providing funding for student summer research with faculty. It won't be long until you're alumni yourselves, so look for them when they're on campus. They're one of your best resources for information about life after Earlham.
Back here at halftime here at the Athletics and Wellness Center on the campus of Earlham College. Today's broadcast being brought to you in part by Harrington Hoke Insurance. At Harrington Hoke Insurance, they spend every day working to make our community better, safer, and more enjoyable because their focus is on insurance, and that's it. They're on top of industry changes, and they're a one-stop shop for all your insurance needs, whether it's business, personal, life, or health. That's why when it comes to protecting you and what's important to you, Harrington Hoke insures it. Give them a call at 962-9502 or go to their website, harringtonhoke.com. Harrington Hoke Insurance, we got it. Men's college basketball right now in the first half. Wake Forest on top of number 11 North Carolina 11-6. In the second half, it is number 14 Louisville leading Pittsburgh 49-26, and also in the second half, Michigan State is now beating number 24 Minnesota 46-24. Women's college basketball just underway. Number 2 Baylor and TCU. Number 3 Maryland is leading Penn State late in the fourth quarter, 83-73. At halftime is number 14 Miami of Florida on top of number 15 Virginia Tech, 36-35. In the second quarter, number 18 West Virginia leading Texas Tech 21-19. Coming up, in fact, should be underway about now, number 22 Oklahoma and Iowa State, and Kansas on the road at number 25 Kansas State. In the NBA tonight, the Knicks and the Sixers playing. They're at halftime in Philadelphia. New York leading that one 52-47. In the first quarter, Boston just underway against Washington. Celtics, their early lead 11-7. Also in the first quarter, Houston, Minnesota tied at 5. In the first quarter, Oklahoma City on top of Memphis 7-4. Coming up later tonight, Orlando at the Clippers, and Cleveland is on the road at Portland. And in the NHL, there are 3 games underway. It's Florida leading the Islanders 2-1 in the second. Montreal on top of Winnipeg 3-2 in the first. So they have a scoring fest going on in Winnipeg. And Washington shutting out Pittsburgh 1-0 in the first. Later tonight, San Jose is on the road at Calgary. At halftime, it is Defiance 35, the Quakers 26. Your second half. Coming up next, this is Earlham men's basketball right here in Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Hi, this is Troy Darengowski of Radio Troy Digital Sports. There are plenty of places for me to get lunch or dinner, but there's only one Mancino's. In fact, I was just there for lunch the other day and had a delicious pizza grinder. That's just one of many choices I can get at Mancino's. How about a fresh salad? Several varieties of pasta, Mancino's Lights, or perhaps even an oven-baked spaghetti, or maybe a pepperoni pizza. So when you're looking for a great lunch or dinner, make sure you choose Mancino's, 217 National Road West in Richmond.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you're born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
For over a century, Richmond Power and Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, Richmond Power and Light is advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. For more information on Richmond Power and Light, go to their website at rp-l.com. Richmond Power and Light, Together, we make powerful partners.
Hey, tonight's game brought to you in part by Jason Wise of Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. And he has an idea for an alternative fundraiser for your school group or nonprofit. If you list, buy, or refer a customer and mention this promotion, he'll donate 10% of what he makes on that transaction to the school group or nonprofit of your choice, and it will go in your name. Tell your friends, family, and colleagues to mention this offer when listing with Jason Wise at Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. You can give him a call at 969-3400. We are ready for the second half as the Quakers down by 9. By the way, we mentioned earlier, Quakers have not beaten Defiance since joining the HCAC prior to the 2010-2011 season. So it's been a long time. Let's see if they can maybe change their fortunes here in the second half. Kelly, Hutchison, Hunter, Stallings, and Bonin starting the second half now for the Quakers. See if they'll bring Ragland back off the bench for Defiance. He played really well down the stretch in the first half for Defiance. We see Ross coming out. We see Mangus coming out. There is Akins. Also Hilliard, and it will be Parker. So they will bring Ragland off the bench in the second half. So Defiance will now attack left to right to begin the second half. Akins, just a sophomore, running the point once again. That's Ross off the screen. Here's Hilliard. Hilliard looking right, goes left, entry pass underneath, and they will get a quick foul as, boy, Ross at 6'2", goes down and posts up against LeJay Kelly at about 6'5". And LeJay just picked up his second, Michael Parker will inbound the basketball and a fresh 30 on the shot clock. Mangus will go to Parker. Parker bouncing underneath, ball loose, and saved there by Ross. Nice hustle by the freshman. And they may, I'm not sure if we have a shot clock issue again, but there's only 24 on the shot clock. I don't know if they reset it. But they will head to the scorers table and take a look at it. Out of your view, though, is head coach Jason Polikoff talking to the one official. And so we'll wait until they straighten out this issue. Of course, players just starting to get into the flow of things right now. Now they got to stop. Possession arrow is in the right place. Well, no explanation. They don't come up to us like they do on ESPN, where they go to those guys. The head official always goes and explains the call to the big fellows, but we're upstairs. They won't come see us. And I'm sure even if I were down on the floor, they probably wouldn't come see us. So now the same official stops the game again. And I'm not sure what it is. There, they put it at 22 instead of 24. So 8 seconds came off instead of 6. So all that time to get 2 seconds off. Mangus will go back once again to Akins. Here's a three by Parker. That one misses. Ball battled for Mangus with a rebound and a fresh 30. Now for the Yellow Jackets. Mangus will find Ross. Ross back once again to Mangus. He'll drive against Stallings. He got away with a travel right there. And the ball loose on the floor, picked up by Stallings. Quaker basketball. Here's Hunter. Kamari with 13 points in the first half. We'll give it up now to Bonin. Bonin gets the screen from Hunter. They'll look inside to Hutchison. Hutchison being fronted that time by Ross. And the Quakers swing it back once again to Kamari Hunter. That's LeJay Kelly with a screen. Hunter back to Hutchison. Once again, it's Kamari. Three-pointer on the way, no good. And the Quakers off to a rough start now here in the second half. Akins across the timeline. Just 2 points in the first half for Akins. Mangus back to Akins. They'll bounce it to Hilliard. Hilliard, he'll pull up on the shot. Hits it. Nothing but net by Hilliard. Back to an 11-point lead. Hilliard, by the way, getting his first 2 points of the ball game. Here's Kelly. Hands off now to Kamari, and Now it'll bounce it to Bonin, and they'll set it up once again. Quakers have been in an offensive funk really for a while. They were so consistent early, but that has been long gone. Here's Bonin, gets the screen from Kelly. It's Stallings on the drive, and he'll score, and he's fouled, and that's what the Quakers need right there. Stallings, chance to get the three-point play for the Quakers. Hilliard picks up the foul. That'll be his first. Team foul number 1 now on the Yellow Jackets, and here's Stallings at the line. He'll complete the three-point play, and the Quakers now trail this one by 8. 17:54 remaining in the second half. Ross across the 10-second line will give it up now to Akins. That is Mangus receiving the basketball beyond the three-point line, guarded by Stallings, who looks behind to see if there's a screen coming. Akins once again will bounce down to Hilliard. Hilliard gets away from a double team, potentially a double team. Here's Mangus down the lane. Offensive foul, Mangus. And LeJay Kelly coming up a little bit lame on that right ankle. So Mangus picks up the foul. That'll be a turnover for Defiance. Bonin coming out of the ball game for the Quakers, and Nick Sands will come back in. We'll also see Chris Holmes come in the lineup now for Defiance. This will give them more scoring punch. Quakers a chance here to cut that deficit down to 6. Here's Hunter against Parker. Sands will receive quickly to LeJay Kelly. Now it'll be Stallings. Back to Hunter. Swings it right side to Sands. Sands will find Kelly. Kelly starts to drive with the left-hand dribble. Is cut off by Hilliard. Now the 14-footer on the way. Good, LeJay Kelly. Kelly was 6. And, boy, if you can get some offense again out of LeJay Kelly, you really could be having a good night. But everybody else has got to come alive now, including Kamari Hunter in the second half. Here's Akins. Akins, entry pass Hilliard. Hilliard has a size advantage. Takes it in the lane. The kick out, almost throwing it away. Parker will pick it up with 9 on the shot clock. Hilliard sets the screen. Parker bypasses. Fadeaway jumper on the way is no good. Ball tipped by Stallings, and now it's loose at midcourt. Picked up there by Holmes. Here's the drive, and Ross will miss the layup, and Topalovic with a rebound for the Quakers as Alex Topalovic is now checked in for Earlham. 16:22 to go in the second half. Here's Kamari Hunter with the basketball, guarded out front by Akins. There's a high screen by Sands. Hunter now with a right-hand dribble. Out in the high post to Kamari. Take that back, LeJay Kelly. Will give it off now on the baseline. Shot no good by Stallings. And the Quakers come up empty on that possession. So once again, the Quakers down by 6. Play catch out front between Akins and Holmes as Holmes now with the left hand looking right will find Parker. Parker with 6 points in the first half. Scoreless in the second half. The floater good using that left hand. And Parker will give Defiance an 8-point lead once again. Kamari crossed the 10-second line. Again guarded by Parker. Here's LeJay Kelly with a screen. Kelly rolls, but he rolls to the outside. Topalovic shot big, drives, and scores. Alex Topalovic. 2 on the board for the Quakers. Alex now with 3. Across the timeline is Ross. Turns it over. 8th turnover. Here's Stallings. Back the other way. Layup good. Turnovers into points. That's what your defense can do for you. And the Quakers now down by 4. Stallings long at 6'3". Out front, here's Holmes against Topalovic. Parker off the screen, three-pointer, top of the key, no good. Topalovic gets beat by the rebound inside of Ross. Put back by Ross, no good. Tipped out by Kelly. Here's Holmes. He'll drive by LeJay Kelly and score. And Defiance is going to get a timeout. We will take a timeout as well. 14:40 remaining in the second half. Quakers trail this one on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, 41-35.
There's only one place to go on the World Wide Web to find the best automotive deals. Wetzelauto.com. One of the area's largest inventories all in one spot. Wetzelauto.com. Here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Wetzelauto.com. New and used vehicles, service, parts, body shop, and rental. Plus, value your trade. It's easy to navigate. It's convenient. WetzelAuto.com. It's clickin' awesome.
Well, Jay Kelly, by the way, had to avoid his third foul, and that enabled Chris Holmes basically just to drive in and score. So now let's see what Defiance will do defensively. They made one change. Goodrich has come in. Bonin almost lost that one off the inbound as Akins will continue to play very close against Bonin. So Bonin back in. Topalovic there as well. Sands is in. Hutchison is in, and here is Kamari Hunter with the basketball. High post Hutchison. Gives off now to Bonin. Three-pointers on the way. Good. Blake Bonin with a big three for the Quakers. And Bonin getting on the board for the first time. Quakers will go zone trap once again. That is Akins across the timeline. We'll give it to Holmes. Looks like Parker's come out of the ball game for the Quakers, or I should say for the Yellow Jackets, with his 8 points. By the way, Ragland is back in. That's Ragland number 10. He gives it off now to Akins. Akins will find Goodrich for three. That one no good. Battle for the rebound. And somehow Goodrich came away with it and scored. Boy, the ball just bounced his way, and a little garbage time right there for Goodrich. He gets his first two, and the Quakers down by 5. Here's Bonin back at the point once again for Earlham. He'll be guarded again by Akins. Hutchison sets the screen and rolls. They'll go to Hunter. Hunter down the lane. Kicks it outside to Sands for three. Good. Nick Sands for three. Sands his second three-pointer. He has 6, and the Quakers trail it by 2. There's a trap at midcourt. Nearly over and back. Turnover once again for Defiance. Bonin will score, and we're tied at 41. Quakers using their defense to get offensive points. Akins had trouble with it once again. Goodrich will get it across the timeline to Ragland. Ragland drives in. Left-hand shot no good. Battle for the rebound. Kamari Hunter comes out with it for the Quakers. Hunter crossed the timeline. Quakers have a chance to take the lead. They were down double digits and have now come back and an opportunity to battle back yet one more time. Hunter, skip pass. Sands, three-pointer is no good, and the rebound Goodrich for Defiance, almost stolen away by Nick Sands. Good hustle by the sophomore out of Warsaw. Now it'll be Holmes. We'll see changes both ways. Back once again to Akins. Akins looking at the high post as Gilmer's come into the ball game. That's Gilmer driving, lost it, kicks it back to Ragland. His three-pointer short. Gilmer with a rebound, and we've got a foul. Who will they get? Topalovic or Daryl Hutchison, and it's going to be Daryl Hutchison. That's only his first. That's good news for the Quakers. Well, Isaiah Ware will check in. Isaiah did not play in the first half. We were kind of curious where he was. LeJay Kelly stays in the ball game. By the way, Parker back in also for Defiance. Parker with 8, averaging almost 15 per game. And Defiance gets a fresh 30 in the shot clock. The drive by Holmes. The kick out once again to McClure. And it'll be Parker straight away. High post. Now to Gilmer. Gilmer driving and scoring. Took that right over the top of Hutchison. And Defiance now taking the lead by 2. And we may go right down to the wire in this one. Much like what we saw on Saturday. And the Quakers lost a 1-point game to Hanover. Kelly to Ware at the left elbow. Back outside to Bonin. He'll shovel that pass with the right to Sands with the left-hand drive inside. Off balance, contact, no whistle. And I think we have a rebounding foul. That may be Goodrich. And it will be Goodrich, Noah Goodrich, the 6'4 sophomore for Defiance. And the Quakers get a fresh 30. By the way, Hunter is out of the ballgame, as we'd mentioned. He has not scored in the second half after 13 in the first half. Hutchison on the low block. Kicks it back outside to Sands. He'll repost and receive. And a foul called on Gilmer. He just picked up his second. Good job by Nick Sands to read the repost. A lot of time guards will get it back and they'll reverse it right when the big man wants to get the basketball in better position underneath. Hilliard back in the ball game now for Defiance. He'll give the Yellow Jackets a little more size inside. Quakers have a fresh 30. Hutchison will drive. Bucket good, and he's fouled. Daryl Hutchison tying the ball game. He has 7 and a chance to complete a three-point play, and Hilliard just picked up his second. So Gilmer has 2, McClure has 2, Hilliard has 2, and Parker with 2 now for Defiance. Hilliard will come out, and Peyton Ross back in. So they lose some size, but they do not lose rebounding ability and strength underneath with Peyton Ross. 11:16 remaining here in the second half, and the free throw by Hutchison is good, and the Quakers have now taken a 1-point lead. There you see the Quakers zone trap with Bonin and Sands out front. Boy, near travel that time again by McClure. He'll hand off to Holmes. Holmes gets the screen by Ross. Now it'll be Parker. Shot fake. Parker back over again to McClure. 9 on the shot clock. Here's Parker guarded by Sands. The screen underneath by Ross. Ross receives, kicks it in the corner to Goodrich for 3. Big bucket by Goodrich. He has 5. That's a big shot right there by Goodrich. And the Quakers trail it by 2. Bonin across the 10-second line, guarded by McClure. Hutch coming up to set that screen for Bonin. See if Hutch will roll inside. He does, but they'll kick it now to Isaiah Ware. Ware in the lane. Shot fake back to Sands. 10 on the shot clock. And the bounce pass inside. Turnover Quakers. They tried to get it to Hutch out on the high post, but the hands were there for Defiance. Here's Parker, gets the screen. Will find McClure at the right elbow. They look inside, nothing there for Holmes. Now McClure with the pass outside to Goodrich with the left hand. Back once again to McClure. He'll drive, and a whistle and a foul called. It'll be a 2-shot foul. And we wait and see who this is on. If they got Hutch again, he just picked up his second. Still not in foul trouble, and they played with him in the first half with no fouls, which is good news. But here's McClure at the line. Free throw good. He is on the board for the first time. The freshman out of Toledo Christian High School. 3-point lead, and it'll be 4. And Kamari Hunter will come back in for the Quakers. Topolovich will come in. So they're going to make sure that Hutch doesn't pick up his third. Bonin coming out of the ball game as well. So Isaiah Ware will be at the point. He along with Sands and Kamari Hunter, the 3 guards in a 3-2 lineup right here. You see LeJay Kelly, he's out on the top of that high post along with Topolovich. Here's Kelly on the left wing. Kelly picks up his dribble, goes to Topolovich. Once again, it's Isaiah Ware. Ware looking right, goes that way to Hunter. Hunter looking underneath to Topolovich, back outside to Ware. Cross over to the right hand, back to the left. Step back shot on the way is no good. Off the back of the iron. Long rebound by Holmes. So Quakers fail to get points on the board in that possession. 9:26 to go. Here's Holmes. Off now to McClure at the right elbow. Gets the screen, and the quick slide screen by Ross as he slips back down low, and he's got a size advantage against Nick Sands. Let's see if they'll get it inside. Here's Parker. Now the screen by Ross, and goes out of bounds. It's last touched by Michael Parker. Turnover by Defiance, number 10 on the Yellow Jackets. We'll see Hutch come back in. Stallings coming back in for the Quakers as well. See if the Quakers can get some points on the board right here. They're back to within 4. They'd come back to take the lead after falling down double digits here in the second half. Now Hunter at the point. Hutchison posting up out high against Ross. Topolovich will find Hunter once again. Here's Sands, 10 on the shot clock. Sands now with the left hand. Stops with the dribble. Cross-court pass will find Hunter. He'll fire from 3. Rims in and out, and he can't get it to go on the rebound by Goodrich. Boy, that was a tough shot that time by Kamari Hunter. So it will be Defiance basketball. Here's Goodrich. Now to Holmes. Holmes will drive, stripped out of his hands, goes out of bounds, and touched last by Defiance. We'll see it went off the leg of Chris Holmes. 11th turnover now by Defiance. Mangus coming back in now for Defiance, and Holmes will sit down. One more change now for the Yellow Jackets as Keandre Gilmer comes back in. And Goodrich coming out. 5 points in the second half by Goodrich. So let's see what the Quakers can do right here. That is Topolovich jogging up the floor now. Kamari Hunter. Parker closely guarding Kamari. Sands will receive at the right elbow. Back out to Topolovich. Tried to throw it to the left side. He was expecting, I believe it was Stallings, to come back outside. Well, the Quakers, a big turnover right there, and Stallings went toward the basket, looked for the backdoor cut. Peyton Ross will come back in, and Michael Parker will sit down. So once again, it'll be Yellow Jacket basketball. Across the timeline is Akins. And Akins got careless with the basketball. He turns it over. 12 turnovers now for the Yellow Jackets. Neither team in sync offensively in the last couple of possessions. Here's Kamari Hunter once again way outside. That's Topolovich at the top. Here's Stallings to Topolovich. He'll look to his left, go to Sands, inside to Hutchison. Powers it up, scores, and he's fouled. Daryl Hutchison once again underneath, just so big and strong. And if you allow him to get the ball that deep inside, he's going to hurt you. And he did it again right there. Sixth team foul now against Defiance. And Hutchison will attempt his third three-point play of the ball game and make it a one-point game. He left it way short. And the rebound pulled down by Ragland. So we will stay at a two-point ball game. By the way, that last foul called on Peyton Ross, his first. Mangus, he's been quiet, averaging 12, has only 5 in this one. There's a travel by Ragland and no whistle. 10 on the shot clock. Mangus takes a peek at the clock, swings it right side to Ross. Ross stops, back outside to Mangus. Mangus with 4, step back three-pointer, no good. And the rebound by Hutchison. Here come the Quakers. Chance to tie or take the lead. Kamari driving, left hand, no, and the rebound by Ross. Might have been a little bit quick that time for the Quakers. Across the timeline is Akins. Mangus looking to his left to Ragland. Ragland guarded by Topolovich. Back out front once again to Mangus in three-point land. We'll find Akins to his right. Ragland coming off that screen, hits it, and he will go to the floor, but no whistle there. Big basket once again by Ragland. He has 14. That is his fourth three-pointer, and none bigger than that one right there. 53-48. Quakers trail with just over 6 minutes remaining in this one. Hutchison down on the low baseline. Looking inside, nothing there. Back to Nick Sands. Here's Topolovich. Sets for 3. Can't get it to go. And the Quakers have had 2 really bad possessions in a row. The one by Kamari Hunter and that one there by Topolovich. Here's Mangus. Nice crossover. Goes by 2 defenders. Lays it in and he's fouled. So Mangus, chance for a three-point play. Coming off the heels of Ragland's 3, and all of a sudden it could be a 7-point swing here for Defiance. LeJay Kelly back in. Thomas Sanborn will come in, and also Blake Bonin back in the ball game. And the Quakers have some work to do now with 6 minutes remaining in this one. Mangus with a free throw is no good as that one bounces out, and a rebounding foul against Gilmer. And Gilmer just picked up his third. That'll be the 7th team foul. So we will walk to the other end and shoot some free throws. They have 0 on the board. They've now changed it to Gilmer. They actually say Gilmer has 4, so I'm one off. Gilmer with 4. He'll come out of the ball game. Noah Goodrich has come back in. And at the line for the Quakers will be Nick Sands. Sands, a very good free throw shooter. And I say that, and he missed the front end of the 1-and-1. Never say they're a good free throw shooter, and I should learn by now. Quakers still trail it by 7. Driving and forcing up the shot and missing. was Akins. That was not a good possession for Defiance either. So it'll be Quaker basketball. 5:39 to go here in the second half. It'll be Sands on the left side to Sanborn. They'll work it around the right side. Bonin for three. Got it. Big bucket by Bonin. And I believe the Quakers get a timeout right there. 8 points by Blake Bonin. We will take a timeout as well. 5:29 to go. Quakers down in this one, 55-51 in the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard.
Maybe you haven't heard, but there's a place in Richmond's Depot District that's better than being home. Little Sheba's is a lot like the bar in that 80s TV show Cheers. You know, where everybody knows your name. Come on down after the game on Fridays and join us for pizza. We're here till 11. Or grab some of your friends and try out a game of live trivia Thursday nights at 6:30. If you love live music, Little Sheba's features some of the very best every weekend. Where else are you going to find this kind of variety, along with some of the best food and friends in town? Little Sheba's in Richmond's Depot District. It really is better than being home.
Hey, tonight's game being brought to you by your Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week, you can get a different 6-inch sub. No artificial flavors, no artificial colors, just $3.50. It's Wednesday, the turkey breast. Tomorrow, the Italian BMT, and then on Friday, the tuna. Treat yourself at Subway. 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh. We'll be naming the Subway Sub of the Game and the Wesley Bates Wealth Management Player of the Game here tonight. Quakers down by 4, and the Quakers get a timeout. They'll see a little zone trap once again. This one a little more intense than what we have seen so far, and they've turned the Yellow Jackets over a couple of times, but Michael Parker has checked back in, certainly knowing full well that the Quakers would look to press if they can. Extra ball handler in the ball game. Here's Akins bouncing down low to Ross. Ross inside the kick out. Here is Goodrich for 3. Big bucket by Goodrich once again. The sophomore. 8 points in the second half, and Goodrich out of Toledo, Ohio. The difference also once again for Goodrich in the second half. Of course, you had the big Ragland 3. Mangus almost had a 3-point play here late in the second half. So now the Quakers back down by 7. Entry pass Kelly. Kelly will spin, turns, fires off the back of the iron, and Stallings trying to get the rebound away from Mangus. Can't do so. So it'll be Defiance basketball once again. That is Akins now with the left hand. Akins will drive inside. Basket is good, and he's fouled. Boy, big bucket that time by Akins. And that's what we have said a lot so far here in the last 2 minutes or so. A lot of big baskets by the Yellow Jackets. Ragland, Mangus, saw Gilmer a couple of moments ago. Now the Quakers down by 9. Elijah Wilson-Thomas coming in. Also coming in will be Hutchison. Sanborn will sit down. LeJay Kelly will also sit down. And Akins at the line to try to complete the 3-point play, and he will do so. Back to a 10-point lead. Akins now with 5. Still a lot of time. Quakers need a run, though. Here's Wilson-Thomas. Back outside to Hutchison. He'll swing it left out of Sands. Sands will find Wilson-Thomas coming off that low screen. Skip past Bonin. Bonin lobs underneath, and just out of the reach of the big man inside, Daryl Hutchison, and the Quakers turn it over. And boy, Earlham needed to get something right there, even psychologically, to get this thing under 10. So now they need a stop. That is Mangus. Will reverse it, Akins. Akins will find Goodrich for 3. He thought he got hit on the arm. Offensive rebound. Put back no by Mangus, and he's fouled. Boy, the Quakers did not rebound that time either. And I think Earlham's going to get a timeout once again. They will do so. They have 2 remaining. 3:59 remaining here in the second half on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers down by 10.
The dealership where I bought my car told me I needed new tires. So, of course, I stopped by Best One and asked Roger to take a look. So they checked it out, and he told me not yet. He said I was good for at least another 10,000 miles. I've always gotten an honest opinion at Best One, and so will you.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark at Best One Tire and Service. We'll only sell you tires when you need new tires, and they'll be the right tires for your car or truck. I guarantee it.
Best One Tire and Service, North 7th and A, Uptown Richmond.
Hey, tonight's game brought to you in part by Square Donuts of Richmond. Whether it's a delicious breakfast, afternoon treat, or a midnight snack, everyone loves the taste of Square Donuts of Richmond. Enjoy those huge cinnamon rolls or any of the other crowd favorites, including maple bacon, strawberry cheesecake, Oreo cream, pumpkin spice, and many, many more. And, of course, grab those award-winning glazed donuts, voted #1 in the entire state. Proud to be your favorite donut shop and home to the best donuts in town, the only squares around, Square Donuts of Richmond. Boy, the Quakers got off to a good start tonight, ended up falling behind. They came back in the second half. They get the lead, and then just a couple of bad offensive possessions. And the next thing you know, you're down by 10 because Defiance has hit some big shots. And here's Mangus at the line. Mangus now with 8. Quakers will have to get some good offensive possessions, and then they've got to find a way to get some turnovers. We saw that earlier. They got turnovers and led those to points. Second one is no good by Mangus. So now, again, you don't have to score really fast, but you want to get something going and start building a little momentum. Here's Kamari Hunter. Bonin, long range 3 on the way. Got it. Bonin, downtown 3. Boy, Bonin coming up big here in the second half. He has 11 off the bench. Here's Akins across the timeline against Bonin. Akins going to drive down the lane, and he scores. No backside help that time for Bonin, and the lead is back to 10. Boy, whatever you do, don't let the guy get to the basket and get a layup. At least try to knock him on his fanny and send me to the free throw line. Here's Hunter. Hunter's been shut out in the second half. 13 in the first half. Here's Bonin again, another 3 short. Long rebound tipped. Going to the floor is Akins, and Akins had possession. Defiance will call the timeout. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Quakers down by 10.
It takes a lot of pieces working together to run a successful business in today's world. One big piece is your connectivity, powered by your internet. For local businesses in Richmond, you have options for who provides your internet. When deciding who to go with, you need to look at Parallax Systems, fiber optic packaging for your benefit. Speed, reliability, and local service, you get it all with Parallax Systems, a division of RP&L. Visit online at parallax.ws or call 962-3770.
Quakers make another change. Bailey Stewart has checked into the lineup for Earlham. Stewart will be able to give a foul or two right here. By the way, Hutch has come out, so the Quakers, I would believe at this point, will play offense-defense. Here's Parker. Parker, the former Quaker, doesn't want to lose to his former team if he can certainly help it here tonight. Here's Mangus. Mangus now driving inside. Scoop shot good. Mangus somehow got it over LeJay Kelly and lays it in for another big basket. Quakers now down by 12. 2:39 remaining. Kelly with a high screen. Here's Hunter. Hunter bypasses the 3. Back outside to Stallings. His three-pointer good. And Stallings hits the 3. He now has 8 points all of the second half. And the Quakers down by 9. They force another turnover. Here's Sands. 2:18 to go. 66-57. Big possession right here. Kelly with the screen of Hunter. Hunter bypasses, drives, left it short. Rebound again by Mangus. Boy, Kamari right there. Chance to cut that lead down to 7. Here's Mangus against Stewart. Off now to Akins. Akins, nice crossover to the right hand. Drives and is fouled by Stallings. That was a heck of a crossover that time by Akins. He put that ball low and was able to keep control of it and really froze the defender. And now we'll go to the line. Quakers will bring Bonin back in. Hutchison will come back in. And Thomas Sanborn will come back into the lineup. And We have everybody going down on the baseline to step on some sweat or some spit or something. They're all trying, in fact, just instead of going and getting a towel, we're all going to walk in it. So here we go. So here is Aiken at the line, and his first free throw is good. Aikens has played well tonight. They've got some quickness in their guards. Back to a 10-point lead. We mentioned the subs that have come in. Second free throw now by Aikens. And he gets them both. Smooth left-handed shooter there for Aikens, and the Quakers now down by 11. Next 3 games on the road for Earlham. It's going to be awful tough. And Bonin turns it over. Back the other way, and then stealing it away. Parker from behind is Sands to steal it. 14th turnover now for Defiance. Back downside to Hutchison. Blocked by Parker, and they will say a foul. Parker picked up his third. Head coach Scott Cutter not happy with his ball club right at the moment. He's yelling at Parker. So here's Hutch at the line. Darrell missed his last free throw. This will be a 2-shot foul. And the Quakers back to within 10. Question is, will there be enough time? Bailey Stewart coming back in. We'll see LaJay Kelly come in for Darrell. Darrell has 2 fouls. I'm kind of surprised they don't just let him play right here. Second free throw by Darrell is on the way and good, so Darrell will get both. And certainly might be the case where they bring Darrell out feeling that perhaps LaJay is a little quicker up and down the floor and certainly better at the defensive end. Holmes back in now for Defiance. Holmes will give it up, does so now to Aikens, and Aikens will reverse it, 1:22 to go. And now Defiance can use a little bit of clock right here, leading it by 9. Here's Mangus. Mangus backs away from Stewart. There's the high screen by Ross. Mangus drives, and a foul call against Bailey Stewart. For the Quakers, that is number 7, as the Quakers again go offense-defense. And Mangus will go to the line for the 1 and bonus. Hutchison, Bonin back in. Sanborn back in. And also Elijah Wilson-Thomas will come in. They'll need his 3-point shooting as Stallings will sit down. 1:10 remaining. Quakers right now in danger of falling to 1-6 in conference play, and still think tonight was a game they really needed. Mangus hits the free throw. I'm not saying that, again, you have 11 games remaining, but depends on what happens elsewhere tonight in the conference. You might find yourself 3 games out of a playoff spot, and then all of a sudden the numbers just aren't as good if it were that you picked up a win here tonight. 70-59. Here's Sands for 3. That's in and out. High for the rebound. Holmes now for Defiance, and the Quakers have 55 seconds remaining, and Bonin will foul in the backcourt, and he had no choice. So we head back to the free throw line. Boy, Kamari Hunter had such a huge first half. You'd love to have seen him get some points here in the second half. Quakers will bring in Hunter. They basically have now 5 guards in. They'll try to score and press as Aikens is at the line and hits the front end of the 1-and-1. And the Quakers now down 71-59. Second free throw by Aikens. It's a big win for Defiance to come in here and knock off the Quakers on their own floor and puts them right in the thick of things as well in the HCAC. Here's Sands. In the corner, Elijah Wilson-Thomas for 3. He hits one. So Wilson-Thomas scores. That's his first bucket of the ball game. And the Quakers now down by 10, 40 seconds to go, and Wilson-Thomas will foul, and He will be fouling Chris Holmes. First foul on Wilson Thomas, and here's Holmes at the line. And with the 10th team foul, this will be a 2-shot foul. 7 points by Holmes. The average is 7.7. Coming off the bench this year for Defiance, at least for the majority of the time. And his free throw is good. He, along with Akins, both left-handed shooters, and well, those left-handed shooters very smooth, and you can see Holmes is the same way out of Lawrence North High School in Indianapolis. He's played some pretty good teams in the Indianapolis area during his high school career. Quakers down by 12. Here's Sands again for 3. Can't get it to go, and there's another rebound by Holmes and a quick foul with 28.8 to go. So Defiance is going to win this one here tonight. Quakers, well, they battled back, but it won't be enough here tonight. Once we are done, we'll again name the Wesley Bates Wealth Management Player of the Game and our Subway Sub of the Game for the Quakers. And that free throw good again by Holmes. Well, I thought maybe the Quakers would put some more points on the board here today against a Defiance team that had given up 100 points back-to-back and had been giving up 80 per game. Hunter will drive and score. And we have a delay of game warning against the Quakers. So Hunter gets his first 2 points of the second half. Shot clock is off. They have the game clock at 22 minutes. Now, Quakers might like to play another 22 minutes, but they won't let them. 22 seconds. Mangus will be fouled. Take your pick. You've got Sanborn or Kamari Hunter. They'll get Kamari on the foul. By the way, Nick Sands, 6 points tonight. 11 points by Blake Bonin off the bench. 11 points by Hutchison. 15 points by Hunter. Again, barring no more scoring for the Quakers. Free throws on the way and good by Mangus. And the Quakers now down by 13. 8 points by Stallings. 3 by Topolovich, as that second free throw is good. 6 points by LeJay Kelly. The Quakers just no offense consistently here tonight. Hunter misses it. 10 seconds to go, and no need to foul right here as this will come to an end. And the Quakers will lose it here tonight. Your final score in your Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Defiance 78 and the Quakers 64. We'll come back and put a wrap on this one in just a moment. This has been Earlham Men's Basketball on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Summit Computers in Richmond is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware, service, support, and design services. They also provide web hosting, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and much, much more. Summit Computers, the official provider of RadioTroy.com.
Are new cabinets on your wish list? Visit the new Georgia Direct showroom and see the great variety of cabinets on display in a modern setting. Georgia Direct carries quality craft-made one cabinets, and the new showroom has plenty of styles and colors on display. In Richmond, craft-made one is only available at Georgia Direct, where the designers are always on hand to help create a custom kitchen for your home. Visit Georgia Direct's new showroom on 40 East, next to Red Lobster. You'll love what you see, and you'll love the savings at Georgia Direct.
As we put a wrap on this one, the Quakers just offensively really struggled here tonight. I'm going to check their numbers here real quick, see if we've got the final tally for the Quakers here tonight. They only shot 42%, but the other thing is they allowed Defiance to shoot 57% in this one here tonight. And another team that came in and shot well from three-point range, 10 of 22 tonight for Defiance, good enough for 46%. As the Quakers lost here tonight. By the way, the Quakers took care of the basketball, only 7 turnovers here tonight. But the Quakers will also out-rebounded here tonight. Get this number, 35-17. So there are a couple of areas. Shooting, And then the rebounding, you take care of the basketball, but you didn't rebound. Quakers gave up only 8 offensive rebounds, but 27 defensive rebounds in this one here tonight. So Quakers unable to do it. Bench points went, of course, all to Defiance, 51-12, as the Quakers nothing off their offense other than Blake Bonin picking up 11 points. And so, all right, nonetheless, Quakers lose it here tonight. Time to name. Let's go ahead and run down the quick scoring for Defiance unofficially. Well, let's jump over here. We got the numbers. Mangus with 14, Ragland with 14, Holmes 11, Akins with 11, Parker with 8, Goodrich with 8, Ross with 6, McClure with 2, Gilmer 2, and Hilliard finished with 2. For the Quakers, Hunter with 15, Hutchison 12, Bonin 11, Stallings with 8, Sands with 6, Kelly with 6, Elijah Wilson-Thomas 3, and Alex Topolovich also finished with 3 points tonight. Time to name the Subway sub of the game. And for this one here tonight, I don't know why I was mentioning Blake Bonin early. He started tonight's game. Probably... Well, again, you didn't have much coming off the bench. So let's go with Nick Sands. Sands came off the bench for the Quakers. He scored 6 points. So Nick Sands is our Subway sub of the game here tonight. Nick was 2 of 8 shooting on the night, and again finished with 6 points and 2 assists on the evening. As again, the Quakers just didn't get that much off their bench. The Wesley Bates Wealth Management player of the game tonight, we will give that to Kamari Hunter with 15 points leading the Quakers. So Earlham will again be on the road for their next 3. They will travel to Mount St. Joe on Saturday. That's a 3 o'clock start time. They'll be on the road at Rolls-Hulman January 18th for a 7:30 start time. And then January 21st at Manchester. That game will get underway at 4 o'clock. They will be back here, but not until January the 25th. And they will take on Transylvania. That'll tip off at 7:30. We'll have the game for you right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports. But your final score once again from the Athletics and Wellness Center, Defiance 78 and the Quakers 64. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time. This has been Earlham Men's Basketball right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.